Last night was one of the most surreal NFL game watching experiences I've ever had in my life.
I felt like I watched a whole season of NFL football in one football game.
It felt like I played a whole season of NFL football in one football game.
That was
emotions, jokes. We had it all. Like Twitter was on fire last night for the whole thing.
I still don't really know what the takeaways are other than just like that was fucking crazy. Because I was like, okay, so we're gonna come into the show, we're gonna talk about Rodgers tearing his Achilles. Nope, we're gonna talk about the Bills. Kind of so. Well, maybe the Bills are going to come back and win, and then maybe and it was all over the place. It was all over the place. In the end, the Jets win on a walk-off punt, which like is exactly how that game had to end. So that's the perfect amount of like chaos. And then not only do they win on a walk-off punt return, you have the fucking dork on the broadcast who comes in and is like asterisk immediately.
Yeah. So I spent 3 hours, I think everybody did, thinking about how the Jets were doomed, and meanwhile the Bills were slowly dooming themselves on the field. And it was weird because the Jets probably are doomed, but they got last night.
Well, the problem is they're not doomed because their defense is so good. So like even
their defense is so good, but
they're doomed in terms of like winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
But I think
which is doomed.
If I was like a fan of a team, you see the quarterback that's going to lead you to Super Bowl tears Achilles probably.
Right.
We should say allegedly. What do journalists say?
Just say probably. We're not journalists.
Likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, do you just want to go ahead and say it?
He tore his Achilles.
You saw it, right? That thing is torn to pieces.
Fucking tore his Achilles. Or his calf just suddenly became very strong.
His calf doesn't exist. His calf is taken over his body.
It's just like calf, just like it looks like a bowling ball out of nowhere. No, I think like if under normal circumstances the quarterback goes down, you think, at least this is how I would think. I'd be like, all right, well, let's tank for this great quarterback class that we have coming up. Maybe we're gonna get Caleb Williams. Maybe we're gonna get Drake May. But they're not going to do that. That's the problem the Jets find themselves in. Is like they're not going to be bad enough to tank. They have no shot at getting the number one pick because their defense is so good. So now you're kind of stuck in the purgatory of like, how many games can our defense win us? They won last night.
Not only the defense. I mean, the running backs are good.
Yeah, they ran the ball down. As good as the Bills' defense is.
Breece Hall was fantastic. Right. The receivers are good. Garrett Wilson made a hell of a catch. Like, they're good everywhere, but now they're not good at quarterback. And I just knocked my headphones out, but they're good back. So they're good everywhere but quarterback. But the thing is, it really is the most Jets thing that's ever happened in the history of football, right?
For Rodgers to
4 plays. He played 4 plays. You spent all year wanting him, you spent all year getting him, and you got him, and he runs the flag out, and everything's great, and everything's in front of you. What are you looking at?
The Hacksaw Jim Duggan shirt, was that on purpose? Is that like an Aaron Rodgers nod to like his one highlight last night? Running out with the flag, the American flag?
Yes, it was on
purpose.
Right. I woke up this morning and I said to myself, how can I best capture the essence of Aaron Rodgers and his career with the Jets?
What were your favorite? Let's power rank our favorite Aaron Rodgers Jets plays.
I would say the opening play.
I would say the one where he tore his Achilles and probably ended his career is at the bottom.
I put that one at the bottom.
I put that one at the bottom.
Right, but it's close to the top too. It's not far from the top.
You know what I saw no one point out, but I thought of is, did you see in the pregame that he was meeting with Kevin from The Office?
I did.
So Rodgers loves this shirt. Shout out to my guys at Homage, Columbus, Ohio company that I've been in bed with.
We don't do free ads here, Titus.
I do.
Okay.
For them.
All right.
For friends.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's also not free. They're paying me.
I also
they paid me to say that. I got deals on the side. No, I was gonna say Rodgers wears that shirt. Homage made the NBA Jam shirt where it's like The Office and then it's Kevin and the bowl of chili,
right?
Or the pot of chili. Rodgers loves that shirt. He wears it all the time. And then he met with Kevin from the Brian
Baumgartner. But we need to talk about Brian Baumgartner. He was a Packers fan, right? Now he's a Jets fan because of Rodgers?
Maybe he's just an Aaron Rodgers fan.
When did he become an Aaron Rodgers fan?
I don't know. It's that's how NBA fandom works. Why can't it work with the NFL?
Yeah, NFL fandom's different than NBA fandom. When you sign a guy in the NFL, he has to be your guy immediately, and then you have to want to kill yourself when he tears his Achilles. Again, 4 plays into it, like they're.
But that was what I was gonna say, is that it was Kevin with the pot of chili from The Office. That was what the whole
that's the entire career arc of Aaron Rodgers with the Jets.
It was very on the nose.
Like, he walks in with big plans. He's got a big pot. Yeah. It's going to be delicious, and then all of a sudden it's all over the floor.
That's exactly how it went.
Is he? I mean, you tear your Achilles at 29, okay. You tear your Achilles at 39?
That was I thought Adam Schefter at halftime was especially harsh, where he was just like, "We don't know what it is yet, but guys, let's keep in mind Aaron Rodgers is old as fuck."
Right. I thought it was weird when he said that. I thought he was being really aggressive, but he's a good reporter.
I was
But
like, damn.
everything's about the Jets. Everything's about the Jets. The Bills were given the gift of Zach Wilson. They were given the gift, and this guy was number 2 pick of the draft, and the Jets are scared to let him throw down the field. They run screens. They do all this stuff. The Bills were given the gift. They're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. Josh Allen's supposed to be an MVP candidate, and he turned the ball over 4 times. He was garbage.
So I guess that's going to be the big talking point for most people coming out of this. Is probably, if it's not Rodgers tearing his Achilles, it's does Josh Allen actually suck? Was it right in front of our face the whole time that Josh Allen sucks, and you just get enamored by. I mean, he is the gunslinger. He's got the what?
Let me throw a theory at you. What if Aaron Rodgers' Achilles was really the driving force behind Josh Allen's career?
What?
What if Aaron Rodgers' Achilles was holding the whole thing together?
No, I heard you.
And once it went down, it was like Samson getting his hair cut in the Bible. You ever read the Bible?
I thumbed through it.
Okay. No, it's just
I thumbed through it.
It was a weird ass night.
Weaponized it against cultures I don't like.
Which is all of them.
No, it was. I'm starting to think Josh Allen might suck, but that's obviously an overreaction. But it's also not, because like you have this pattern of behavior.
You know what was weird, Mark? Go ahead.
No, Josh
Allen. You know what was weird?
What?
Go ahead.
Josh Allen obviously doesn't suck, but is it obvious? Is like where I'm at with it. Where it's like he's super fucking talented, but he's got the gunslinger gene, and I think. You get enamored by the gunslinger stuff, because even Brett Favre, before he showed his penis and like conned people out of a bunch of money and all that sort of thing, we love Brett Favre for the gunslinger mentality.
We love certain gunslingers. It is weird. Sometimes we look at it as a bad thing.
Yeah. But then like Baker Mayfield was like, "You guys like gunslingers? Watch this." And we're like, "Baker,
fuck you, Baker.
Fuck you. This is not it." Johnny Manziel's like, "I got some gunslinger in me." We're like, "Johnny, shut up."
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck up, Johnny.
Here's the
Josh
thing about
Allen, I think like broke through in his first few years, where it was like, this is fun. The gunslinger. But what does like Big Cat say? He mashes all the buttons, like that's his little thing. I think like last night for most of the country, we got to the point where we're like, Josh, like what the fuck are you doing out there?
I think last night showed the best of both worlds for them. They fell behind 16-13. They got the ball back with 1:48 to go, one timeout. Josh Allen, and there's this scene of Stephon Diggs like grabbing him by the face and saying, "All right, we're going to go do it. We're going to go do it." And they just went right down the field. They just got the ball, bang, 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 they're in field goal range. They kick a field goal. Then they win the coin toss. They get the ball in overtime, and that offense that was so great just looked lethargic as hell. They just walked out there, okay, all right, whatever. It's just week 1. And they run the ball on 2nd and 15. It was a bizarre turn of events where they went from dominant for 30 seconds to garbage, and then they punted the ball. They punt the ball. This rookie catches it, takes it back. Where does a punt or kickoff return for a touchdown as a walk-off rank in sports? Because it's very high. I don't know how that's very exciting.
Okay, let me think it through. Walk-off homer, people will say, is better, but walk-off homers happen too often though.
Walk-off homers,
walk-off kick returns
are not rare at all.
Walk-off kick returns are so rare that
I can't think of very many.
That's a great point.
I think in college football, I think Houston had one a couple of years ago. I believe Houston had a walk-off kickoff return, and I know obviously last night Deshaun Jackson got close to a walk-off, but I think they were like 10 seconds
There was one in
left.
the Iron Bowl one year, wasn't there?
I don't think there was. I don't think there was.
The Jets lost in one last year.
Did they really?
Yeah, to the Patriots.
Told you.
That's Ebo, by the way, for those who
everybody knows Ebo.
Everybody knows Ebo.
Yeah. That's
everybody knows Connor Griffin. But did they know he's going to be on our show?
No.
Did they know that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so there we go. Should we introduce the rest of the...
Is he on our show?
I mean, he's literally...
I think I'm on Titus's show, not ours.
It's not hard. Brandon's my first guest this week. We're going to try this out for a week, and
we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there.
Chair.
Yeah.
You're a great sidekick so far.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
This is great.
I've been a sidekick my whole life, so why not? Why not?
No, I obviously saying Josh Allen sucks is probably an overreaction after.
That's reductive, but it's still like.
What is the difference between, like, at the end of the day, if you are a guy with all the talent in the world, but you just can't resist turning the ball over, versus a guy
again?
Because if I were to argue that Zach Wilson played a better game of football last night. I'm not getting a lot of pushback, am I? From Zach Wilson versus Josh Allen?
The difference is all Josh Allen had to do to win that game was not make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, Zach Wilson didn't really do anything to win it. He just didn't make mistakes. And Josh Allen, the only chance the Jets had is if Josh Allen gave them that chance, and he did. He helped win the game for the Jets. And that's, as an NFL quarterback, that's the number one sin.
Zach Wilson tried to make mistakes. He tried to throw an interception in the end zone.
Yeah,
and Garrett Wilson wouldn't let him.
And
Garrett Wilson was like, I'll fix that for you.
And then the coaches were like, they wouldn't really let him throw the ball down the field. He was throwing so many screen passes, so many little passes. Like, they knew his limitations.
What an insane catch that was from Garrett Wilson.
Ebo is going to, when there's a big game like that, he's going to make notes of the big moments. So you
know what happened because you're going to bed at like
No.
halftime.
I was awake. But he's going to make notes. He's got 9 notes from this game. 9 notable things. Like Josh Allen throwing 3 picks, Garrett Wilson making the sick catch, Josh Allen fumbling the ball away, Bills the doink field goal from 50 yards.
When you said that the Bills just marched down and tied the game with the field goal, you glossed over the fact that it doinked off of. Donnie pointed this out. The Wonton Don I saw pointed out that it doinked off the flag. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just a normal doink. It was like the flag was.
Yeah,
they put at the top.
It was a flag doink.
It was a flag doink,
like a patriotic doink the clown.
It was just insane. Just like one thing after another. I do think the Jets defense is probably the best in the NFL. I do think the Jets.
I think it's good. Boy, that Cowboys defense was something the other night.
But the
49ers defense is something.
But they were doing it against the Giants. Come on. The Cowboys defense was good.
Cowboys defense was like that stadium just gave us a huge ass whipping on Sunday night, and then it gave us whatever that was last night.
But for the Jets for Aaron Rodgers to go down and the whole stadium, not just the whole stadium, the whole country is like.
The whole country.
It's like, this game is over. Let's pack it in. And people kind of just stopped watching the game because they just wanted to talk about Rodgers. Everyone's just like zooming. It's a Zapruder film on Rodgers' left calf.
Right.
And we stopped watching the game. And for the Jets to win the game, it's a testament to how good the defense was. That you have a Bills offense that's supposed to be good. You have a guy in Josh Allen who's supposed to be an MVP candidate every year. And for them to still win that game on the back of the defense is incredible. And I do think they're freaking loaded.
So this wasn't funny, but it was kind of funny. I guess in the second quarter, the people were still thinking online, hey, maybe he's okay. He's going to get x-rays. And they show him on the cart backstage, and he gets off the cart, and he's got one of the biggest boots I've ever seen in my life, and he just absolutely can't walk. He looks like he's crippled already. And that's when Jets' hearts had to sink. Yeah. It had to be done. Like, he's over.
Rodgers is a tough son of a bitch. So I think, like, there was also...
He's 39 years old, too.
Yeah, and he had the look of a 39-year-old on his face when he tried to get back in the huddle, and he was, like, standing there, and then he just sat down.
That was a sad sit-down, man.
It was just like, nah, don't got it today.
I mean, listen, I'm old enough to have done that sit-down before where you think, okay, I'm good. Just hold on. Fuck. Hold on. Let me sit, and then we'll reevaluate in a minute.
You do that after like 10 minutes outside.
I do that walking in here, yes.